Hello, 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 and welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. So, I know some of you have been requesting, hey, can you continue Stab Sprig? And I can, and I probably will, but, I mean, Stab Sprig is my Spriggan of Gozog, who has how the heck does he have an Umbra about him? Did I find an item or something? Ah, I found the Ring of Shadows, so that's cool. With an Umbra and all. It's practically invisible, uncannily stealthy, uh, the problem I'm having is I just don't feel like playing him. I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I've already got him running and that just makes me less interested, but I think another real part of it might be that once you hit a certain point in the game, it may just become a little bit less meh, whatever to play stabbers. Also, and I think it's hard to underestimate state this one. Um, I already feel like I want to experiment with Dithmengos more, or Dithmenos, the god of darkness, and I've never really played him, and that's really compelling me to try him first. So, without further ado, I will make Shadowcut. Shadowcut will be a stealthy character. I'm really between a vampire and a Spriggan on this one. Mostly because if I just make another Spriggan, it's going to end up just being Stab Sprig all over again. So let's see like what options I have here. Stealth +5 on a vampire, so that's definitely good. As stabbing is no longer a skill, short blades with a vampire is a +1. So at the very least, from an aptitude perspective, it's not just on par with, but it's actually got the slight. Oh no, it's actually perfectly on par with the Spriggan. In terms of my casting, you're gonna need good hexes, I'm pretty sure, like in Sorcerer's Hibernation and enchantments. A vampire is at a +4 to hexing, beating out the Spriggan's +2. And spellcasting, basic spellcasting on a vampire is standard -1 versus a +2 for a Spriggan, but Spriggans have the hunger issue. Vampires are naturally hungerless, so if I were to transition into a blaster caster endgame, Spriggans and vampires are equally at a loss. If I wanted to go a necromantic stabber, vampires are actually +1 to the Spriggans -1. So overall, I'd actually give the edge to the vampire. Problem is, vampires don't have inbuilt speed, which is a skill that I make extensive use of on my Spriggans. At -30% HP on a Spriggan versus +0 on a vampire, so that's something. And vampires will gain the ability to fly away like bats, which is of course a plus. Out of morbid curiosity, where does a gargoyle fall on the HP scale? Should be negative. Negative 20%. Wow, that's stronger than most my mages. Huh. Okay, anyway. Well, based on the following, and the fact that I haven't run one yet, we're just going to make this one a vampire. The next question is, should Shadowcut the Vampire open as an enchanter with Ensorcelled Hibernation, or a conjurer with Mephitic Cloud? You all know my penchant for Mephitic Cloud, but I am going to do this one, quote-unquote, by the book, and start off with a basic stabbing skills. So, the first things first, we want to up my ability to stab, stealth and short blades, with a focus on stealth, since that's the skill. Well, with a focus on nothing. Stealth and short blades are the deal of the day. Actually, focus on stealth because it's more of a survival skill right now. My Corona is at 3%, and Social Hibernation is at 14% fail, but that's probably mostly due to having 0 ice skill. So once I hit level 2, I'll start training it. I'm pretty sure that you start with Corona memorized whether you like it or not. So there's really no reason not to use a spell that you start with, whether you like it or not. I nearly died and went down to 1 hit point on the first 5 turns, which is typical of any cool name character I make. Oh well. Oh right, vampires probably don't have satiation limits, so I need to be sucking the blood out of everything to get the regeneration bonus. This is gonna be fun. And Sorcerer's Hibernation is a debuff. Let's put it on T, I think, or F, maybe V. Let's try V and see if that feels natural after a while. Okay, so I really shouldn't ensorcel things from that far away, but it looks like I'm doing okay so far. Oh yeah, drink the blood. Right now I have to drink off of the corpses as they lay on the ground, but that will change with time. Okay, he woke up, and I can't drain a poisoned corpse. I'm actually going to switch this up to F because that's where my finger is naturally going. I wish it wasn't forcing me to confirm each time. That's going to... I just put on cursed but normal boots, so no harm. I'm probably happy to wear these anyway. The rat already knows I'm here, so I'll let him come all the way up to me. And then I'll go after the kobold next. See? Got them both. Just doing the most I can to not fight multiple battles at once. It does seem to happen, though. Happens a fair amount. We're actually going to come back for drinking that corpse, because I want to first take advantage of the initial silence to take out as many as I can. Now, my understanding is stealth goes up with my deathliness. The deader I am, the higher my stealth. I could be wrong about that, and I will look it up shortly, assuming there's any in-game documentation. Your natural rate of healing is unusually fast. Here we go. Stealth boost. None, minor, major, large. So the weaker I am, the more... If I'm willing to go with minimal regeneration, I can get more and more stab power. I kinda sorta think that right now... Actually, running as permanently thirsty would probably be slightly better in the early game. Can't be poisoned, so there's sudden death taken out of the picture. But I like my regeneration. For the time being, we're just going to play this normally. Oh, you know what? It just hit me. I should turn this to the letter A and just tap my you know, the thing that I normally use, Magic Dart, for my auto spells. That's what I should use. Alright, floor 1 complete. Admittedly, we were slightly lucky not to die on turn 1, but after that it's been pretty placid, admittedly. Off to floor 2. So far, so good. So I would recommend nobody take notes on how to play a vampire from what I'm doing. I'm playing this vampire as if it was a living character right now, honestly. And that's partially due to inexperience. If I were so inclined, I would make building the instinct videos and try a bloodless vampire for a while. My knee-jerk on reading the papers says that reading it on paper, it sounds like the bloodless vampire is actually the better way to go, because it has more natural buffs when going into combat, such as remaining practically invisible from a stealth perspective and not being able to get poisoned in melee. Where it becomes useful to be alive is to regenerate health afterwards, which I'm not typically worried about, because by the time combat is over, there should be plenty of time to recover whatever stats were lost in combat. Like, here, bloodlessly, I would, but I guess I am getting health back while I fight, but only if I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna try to stay in thirsty from now on. Let's see how that plays out. If it turns out that I'm constantly suffering from spell hunger issues or whatever as a result, okay, we'll nix the idea. But being able to turn into a vampire bat on demand is probably going to save my life at least once. Ooh, Sif Muna and Gozog. But nope, we have our heart set on Dithmengos, God of Darkness. Or Dithmenos. I like mispronouncing him with the G, but I shouldn't forget the real pronunciation. Stealth and Short Blades are good. And Sorcered Hibernation being memorized. Let's trickle into Ice Magic. No, let's focus Hexes. Trickle into Ice Magic is fine. And momentarily turn off Short Blades and trickle into stuff. Okay, there we go. So switching things up a little. I want my stealth to remain high so that I get more stabbing opportunities initially. You know, when you first see things. Especially early game where that's... Whoa, what just happened? One of my enemies stepped on a shadow trap. So hide back here. Hopefully the shadows won't open the doors. Okay, that's a lethal assemblage, so I'm just gonna round the corner and see if they'll come to me and die. Miss. Miss, miss, out of HP. This would be a great time to turn into a bat if I could. I don't have the mana, but I will soon. Random Quaff, I don't dare. Bat form. This might give me the speed I need to escape. Might. I should dive here, I think. I'm so stealthy and practically invisible. If I escape bat form here, full restore. That's what I needed. Oh, but there was a potion of blood I could have drunk. Ah, that was dumb of me. Just get out, just get out, just get out. Take one kill and then get out. Okay, so let's review. I'm alive, entirely because of bat form, so thank God for that. I am sneaky. Sneaky deaky deaky. Okay, cool. I think I'm stable now. I've gotten a wide area cleared out here. This staircase is still incredibly unsafe to dive down, no matter that it looks cleared. That one wizard and the few miscasts / failed ensorcels very nearly did me in. Do I have any ID scrolls? That would be great. I do. That's not what I want, and there, we found the heal wounds potion. That might save my life, so well worth the ID game. I kind of am tempted to take the red staircase out of here, because I don't feel like I have a safe beachhead yet. We'll drink this. I'm not thirsty yet. I can technically go lower, but if I had gone lower, I wouldn't be poisoned right now. Also, it looks like the yellow bar is getting wider. I have a heal wound, so I can't be killed from poison alone, because I can always heal out of it. But I really would like to get to a point where I can cast one more ensorcelled kill. Thank God. I was not fancying using another heal wounds just on a snake. Or using a heal wounds on just a snake. Enchant armor. Oh, that's a larf. Hopefully these boots last me a little longer then. Two easy kills, suck the blood, and keep going. You know, there's really no point in staying in this middle ground. If I'm going to stay this alive, I should really go to max living. There's no penalty associated with going from here to higher. Whoa, Garg is an average wizard, and I saw a ghost. I don't know where, so we're just going to run away. This is a very dangerous floor. I kind of want to dive to the lower floors at this point if I could. I'm not bloodless, and I'm up against another snake. But hey, there we go. He's down. We don't have the mana for this. We don't have the mana for this. This is the advantage of being stealthy. If you don't fight everything that you see, you can really pick your engagements. At least sometimes. It's even better when you're a bat, because then you're fast. Okay, pull. Oh man, for those of you who are familiar with Splinter Cell and equivalent games, that's kind of the sense that I'm feeling right now, where you make a little bit of noise, attract a guard, and then take it out. Hiding behind like a crate or something, it doesn't even matter. Okay, but unfortunately, I am continuing to not be able to ensorcel this guy. I wonder if he's wearing a robe of resist magic or something. In any event, I just went up to him and stabbed him to death, which is good. Him being down. The reason I was... Whoa, what is that? Wand of Slowing. I'll definitely pick that up, thank you. That could be very useful in some situations. All of these skills are great. Ensorcelled Hibernation is still no more castable than it was before, and I'm finally thirsty. You know, you can't stay in thirsty very long without going to very thirsty, apparently. So forget it. If I can't have half, which is what I want, then let me go fully blooded, so that I can get like regeneration and such. 1 point device magic is plenty. Focus on hexes. That's where your money's at. Hexes and stealth. It's multiplicative, so now we should really turn on short blades. Why is short blades not... Enhanced skills are in blue. There shouldn't be any. Mode is manual. Oh god, have I been not in... I've been in automatic EXP mode this entire time? That sucks. Well, focus, stealth, short blades, and hexes. Thank you. That should do just fine. The rest of it, whatever. Just survive. My focus is less on my skilling order right now and more on just living. If I can make do with just ensorcelled hibernation, I'll be very happy. Although I suppose I should really pay attention to this much. Oh, what spells do I have available? Dazzling Spray is really good, but I'm not so sure it's a good idea to memorize that spell, seeing as to how it's going to be anathema to my deity when I do go Dithmenos. That's a good switch weapon for when my enemies are awake, and I've given up on stabbing them. Like here. Stab is fine, but now this one I'm just going to punch to death. And we'll drink all the blood. Get my dagger out. Alright, floor cleared. Get a stab, get a stab, get a stab. Get a stab. E-I-A-E. Okay, there. My dagger is now in my main hand. Come to me, snaky poo. I want you dead. Death, death. So I'm questioning what to master here, and I honestly think Dex is probably the better choice. Long term, I don't know what this character's deal is. Midterm, I'm gonna have no problem casting the spells that I want casted, and it's gonna be much more important to have a little bit more damage behind my weapon when I do stab. Or when I'm not stabbing. So having a good alt to Dex is gonna be helpful too. Clarity is meh. Ring of Poison Resistance is very useful this early in the game. Maybe not so much for a vampire, I don't know. Teleport control is... Oh, right, it's a ring. It's just evocable only. That's why I don't use it anymore. Alright, Dithmenos, show yourself. Oh, can I just sneak up on a centaur? I cannot. This is why I took confused when I did. It's not as powerful a stab as the, ensorcelled stab, which is a sleep stab, which is the strongest tier of stab there is. But at the very alongside, of course, the other versions of that tier. But here's the thing: it may not be the strongest, but goddamn, it's more likely to work on some enemies, and that's good enough. Lantern of Shadows is a very interesting choice. Between Dithmenos and Shadow Lantern, I could probably have a line of sight that was truly tiny. Should make up for the fact that I can't sneak up on anything. You know, I will eventually want to pick up a short blade that isn't this short, or a quick blade of some... Ooh, that guy's awake. Let's at the very least incapacitate him. There you go. That's the other thing. When your ensorcelled target has woken up, you can still confuse them, but you can't immediately re-ensorcel them. So confuse has definitely got its place. Thanks to natural hungerlessness, as a vampire, I'm not actually that concerned about building my spellcasting ability at all. Blork the Orc is going to need to be very carefully snuck up on, and then BOOM! One hit kills. And is that Dithmenos' altar? I think it is. I'm very excited to become a disciple of the deity that I set out to worship. Okay, let's try this again. Sneaky deaky deaky. Sneaky sneaky. Sneaky deaky deaky. Okay, there, the wizard is awake, so I'm going to run now. It's not that I can't fight a wizard, it's that I want to fight him on my own terms, and surrounded by God knows how many near an altar of Dithmenos is not what I have in mind. Oh, interesting. He has a 28% hit resist chance. I'll take him out. Make a dash for the altar. Boom. Anything that I have a problem with. We don't want to accidentally light the dungeon on fire with a random effects wand, so we'll drop that. In the meantime, go this way. There's 2 wizards following me. Safe escape is all the way around. I will in fact make my way there. One of the benefits of stealth is that only very intelligent creatures can track you once you break line of sight. The rest will take, I want to say it's like on 100 tile variance or something like that, before they will give up on you. Well, what happened? Oh, okay, it bit itself. Oh, come on, maybe. Boom! Got it. What is that? It's a sky beast. Ooh. Is there a way I can sneak up on it from here? Probably not. Yeah, no dice. But we can always put it back to sleep and then kill it. Alright, more things dead. These poor butterflies sandwiched between enemies. Actually, gives me an idea. Let's just attack the centaur zombie through the butterfly until eventually... Yep, we got it. That one we got as well. Hexes are getting better. Ooh, Dazzling Spray does not appear to be... Scintillating Energy Bolts, Dazzle Vision. That sounds like the definition of a Mangos does not approve spell, but they're not warning me about it. Looks like I got away with memorizing it. I really feel like this is the definition of a spell that Manos would not approve of, but if he doesn't care, I'm happy to take it. Ooh, Poison Cloud is very powerful, but it's unfortunately in a school that I'm just not willing to train that much of. Conjure, Poison, and Air. That's 3 schools, none of which I have any side training into. Oh, I get extra credit for killing a wizard. Nice. Which, when you consider that any wizard of mine learns Conjure Flame at a very young age, becomes even more appropriate. Okay, we might have to confuse the Phantom. Come on, 1 stab, 1 stab. Boom! Gotcha. Actually, it was 2 stabs, but... Got 2 stabs, which is what I needed. Okay. That's a clear. Next floor. Hiss of Flowing Sand. Do we have magic mapping? Not that we know of. Let's try some things. Ooh, we have multiple blink scrolls. That's good. Corona. I never use it, and I don't want it. Mostly because if I'm within LOS of someone and close enough to attack, I'd rather use something stronger. -3 dex is going to be pretty punishing this early in the game. Otherwise, that's a really tempting pair of boots. Especially because, +3 is more than you can normally get boots to, period. So that's really cool. Ringmail of Poison Resist is actually a tempting offer. Early in the game, it's great. Because the only spells I have are low level, and I can easily out-train the limitation. I guess... Am I wearing any helmet? Is there any helmet in the dungeon that I missed? No. Getting my first helmet is probably a good idea, too. We'll just throw on a cheap helmet. That one's a no-brainer. It's cheap. That's why I'm doing it. It's not truly a no-brainer. It's just... It's the decision I'm making. Okay, so we don't know where the Hiss of Sand is. We know it's distant, but not very far away. Doa and Duvessa. Doan is going to wake up by the time I reach him, probably. He didn't, and I got him. Duvessa is Berserk and in melee. This is probably a really good time to hit a teleport. She found me very quickly. I can't Ensorcelled Hibernate her for some reason. Probably because she's Berserk. But she can be made confused. Oh, no, that was Dazzling Ray. Okay, so she's just blind. Which is as good a reason as any to run the hell away. Maybe she'll calm down. Now it's very distant, so it was definitely in the southern half of the map. Let's go back this way and just try to sneak past Duessa as best as we can. Drink to your heart's content, because I want the regen. Unfortunately, Duessa is probably in my way to reach the avalanche, so let's just take my chances. Okay, it looks like we got around her. I don't know how long she's going to remain furious, but presumably it will be for at least a little while. Nope, she stopped being furious, and I found the sand pit, so let's go into the sand pit. Stab. No stab. No stab. Stab. Okay, now we're just going to back off. This is a unnaturally bad place for me to fight from, on account of the fact that my natural ensorcelled hibernation attack, or my basic attack, is meaningless. But I do still have this dazzling spray that I can use, which is reasonably effective apparently at killing zombies. Basic zombies at any rate. Stab, stab. Cone shape. Cone shot. Cone shot. Stab, 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 stab. No stab. Okay. No. There's actually no other way, so yes. We'll want to get more than one to get the best bang for my buck. That's literally all of them. Okay. My mana is good. I actually don't mind fighting here for a little bit longer. I don't know how I'm being attacked, though. Oh, just by the adder. That's it. Okay, good. My attack speed is so high that I get multiple attacks in before they get one. That's great. I kind of want to go Potion of Magic here. Let's go Potion of Agility, actually. It's probably better. It increases my damage, gets through them faster. Unless they get a lucky hit, which they just did. So there's the Heal Wounds. There's the Potion of Magic, so that I can once again blast my way through as many as I can get away with at once. See if I can't funnel them even more narrowly here. One at a time is much better than two at a time. Can still hit multiples with the Dazzling Ray. Okay, now things are looking less good. Back off. The Smark will eventually lapse, and in the meantime, I'll regenerate a little. I fear that I may have wasted my, used my heal wounds unnecessarily. I didn't realize they were this slow, and that I could so easily outmaneuver them. I mean, they are zombies, but some zombies are very fast. I think it's based on the source creature. That's a good multi-hit. I'm really playing with fire here, metaphorically, obviously. Menos would not approve of me literally playing with fire. Okay, they've got a good flanking position, so I need to just wheedle past. This is probably why I was so careful not to play the retreating game early on. Because if I had played the retreating game from the beginning, this whole area would be flooded right now. As it is, I stemmed the flow, and now there's only a few of them left. Okay, I'm in critical shape. Take no chances. I don't want to die. Things are going too well to die. Let's just hide somewhere where they won't see me easily. Like here. And even if they see me, they have to catch me. Oh, you. I don't like you. See, I'm so sneaky they can't see me just in front of their faces. Cool. Stab, confuse, and finish him. And now loot! Awesome! Several unknown potions. Let's try one of them at random. Curing. Okay, 3 curing potions is a great trade for 1 heal wounds potion. And the agility potion, frankly, knowing the way I use stat potions, I'm never going to remember to use it. Oh my god, I'm in melee with Duvessa. Back off. Let her come to me. Actually, this would be as good a time as any to do Blinding Spray. Fail. fail, fail. Oh, we got her. Oh my god, we totally managed to put her to sleep. That's perfect. Okay, we are doing really good on this run, actually. There's been one near-death moment literally 10 seconds into the game. Other than that, we've been playing fairly well, I would say. I mean, assuming your definition of fairly well is good enough to not just die. We are playing a vampire, so that's cool. And this Umbra is getting bigger. Shadow Step is going to become a main move of mine, I'm fairly sure, so I want to get some Invocations buff going so that I can actually use it. Hexes is, of course, a primary school for Invisible, which is a spell that I desperately want, so yeah. Ah! Okay, we're in Smite Radius, so let's get out of Smite range. And we'll carry off his leather armor, because at this point in the game I'm fairly sure I could use it. Never mind. I have to worry about this curse. Shout once, shout twice. Okay, there. I want the priest's attention, so I can do that to it. You're not worth a stun. You are. Whew! The red flash really does make you feel like you're taking massive damage, which it should. And frankly, if it's a little exaggerated, I'd appreciate exaggerated to understated for something like life and death in this game. Okay, awesome. I can probably bottle blood. No, not yet. Okay. Let's do the whole remove curse dealy. MR at the cost of slightly to my spell accuracy. I'm okay with that. Stab a Spriggan because I'm even sneakier than a Spriggan. How awesome is that? Okay, and whoa, that is a lot of them. I'll just have them come to me. I actually am vulnerable to poison right now, so let's wait out the poison effect before I return. None of these guys are going to be drainable either, so it's going to be even more important to make them come to me. That Confuse Spray is, or Dazzling Spray is a lifesaver. I think not knowing about that spell is most likely why I was so biased against ever opening non-Mephitically, because Mephitic gave me an AoE that I could use against popcorn that would otherwise overwhelm me. Make no mistake, I still think Mephitic is the best early game stabber spell, sort of, but Ensorcelled is just more efficient the rest of the time. Ozlal. Wand of Fireball. I have no desire to carry that with me. Although, to be fair, it's probably not unreasonable to carry it, because I'm guessing you don't get excommunicated for using it. You probably just lose piety. And being a little less pious is better than risking death in a life and death situation. But I already have Dazzling Spray to deal with AoE enemies, so I should be okay. Oh my god, this is too good a situation to pass up. Nope, missed my shot. Pull him out, pull him out. Oh, gotcha. Now that would have been a chance to Shadow Step, actually. An instantaneous speed ability that puts me in melee of striking range of an enemy. Very useful. Helmet for helmet. Don't need to carry that around then. Same with the robe. Okay, so far so... Ooh, a runic blowgun. Excellent. +3 is definitely going to be kept. Now I have... There's no Curari darts in the dungeon, or I would definitely carry some Curari blowgun capability with me. Just in case I need to disable someone that way. You can't make me hungry. I am freaking vampire. Also, I bleed smoke when I get hit for real heavy damage. That's cool. Boom. Takedown of a Goliath beetle. Boom. Alright, well, I'm nearing my quitting point, honestly. I'd like to get to the lair, but I'm not willing to just continuously wait. Ooh, I have See Invisible as a vampire? I did not know that. Dagger of Speed is cheap at 96 and is uniformly better than what I've got, but... Oh, and a Falchion is considered a long blade. Never mind. Otherwise, I would have said Falchion of Protection is fantastic for my Switch 2 weapon. But we'll take the Dagger of Speed for sure. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to find another good enchantable weapon. And this gives me the ability to attempt to stab multiple times, where before I would only get one stab attempt. Say against a confused enemy, where that would be useful. Against a sleeping enemy, I hope to deal enough damage in the first strike that I never need a second. Mostly because they wake up after that first strike. A Wand of Confusion is also something worth considering, just in case I need to use it on an enemy to confuse them. It is granted probably not going to be the best item ever because, well, I'm not training evocation power yet, but who knows, maybe I will in the future. Ah, Eustachio, if I could just reach you without you waking up. Boom! Now, see, this is where my inexperience with this race class combo comes in. I wonder when is it appropriate to use Shadow Step, like now, and when isn't it? And how much piety does it cost me? If it's like not enough to even be noticeable, I would use it much more often, obviously. Pretty sure a scimitar is a long blade. It is. Unfortunate. I would totally have made use of that. Scroll of Torment. Alright, fair enough. Got a kill. That's what I needed. We're just gonna hide here until I'm regenerated. That's a lot of enemies at once, and they're aware of me. So we'll turn the corner and see who remembers to follow. Just one. Now a rat. Shout once, bring the orcs to me. Whoa, okay, there's a bunch of them, and one has a ranged weapon. He woke up. He is confuzzled, and now he's dead. I don't have cold resist, but I do have confuse. Confuse is paying for itself in spades, actually. A lot of enemies that aren't Mephiticable and aren't ensorcelable are confusable. So it's a great spell to pick up as a utility. Okay, they're all awake, so back off, get as many stabs in as I can. You I can probably kill in melee. No, I cannot. Okay. You I can stab. And you. Okay, drain and... clear. So I'm not gonna lie to you, this stabber is really just starting to autopilot himself just a little bit. That's probably because my stealth is 13.7. That's an insanely high stealth value considering how high up I am in the dungeon right now. Yeah, get me into the lair. I don't know if I can stab hydras yet, but I'm dying to find out. And I can probably bat form away from them if I am getting to scrape. All the yaks makes me think this is probably the floor with the lair on it. Incredibly stealthy. Well, I can be stealthier than that. Oh, there we go. There's the lair. So we'll clear the floor, and then we'll call it for the day, but definitely a successful start to a Dithmenos stabber. Halfway to max piety, so a long way to go, but still. Let's break line of sight. I just like doing that. It makes it much easier to take them on one at a time. Your shadow now sometimes tangibly mimics your actions. That's a cool deal. I don't know what that entails exactly. I'm sure we'll find out. It sounds like a double DPS shadow that attacks for me. Random R mute, that's cool. Well, that's a lot of them, so let's just back off and let them come to me. I am straight up alive right now. No vampiricness at all. Things that are partially blinded are technically stabbable. So that's an AoE induction of stab as well. Admittedly without the level of protection Mephitic gives simultaneously, but then with the advantage of not having to go outside the school of hexes to get the maximum effect. Back off, let them come to you. There's many smite capable enemies here. This is very bad. I feel very unsafe right now. I'm gonna rely on my regeneration as a living vampire as I run away. And then pick off enemies as they separate themselves out naturally. Okay, now I'm in a much safer position overall. Can turn tail and fight these guys. Okay, I am dying. Cure, kill, drain everything. And carry a protection weapon just in case I ever need the protection. Confuse. He can't be confused, but he can't hurt me, so this is going to be a battle he'll lose eventually. Preferably giving me a chance to get my mana back, which I did. Alright. Just charge down the centaur, then put it to sleep. I love that I'm literally an inch away from his face and he still can't see me. It's probably one of the most fun parts about being a stabber is where you go on that glory killing stabbing spree because you walk into a room, nobody's seen you yet, and you just kill everyone in sight. But the second best part is probably when they're awake and you're right there and they can't tell you're there because you're practically invisible. Alright, we're getting towards floor clear point. There we go, floor is cleared. Next stop, the lair. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.